Nathor Shil Yachad Nuwabakedi Waloy Ma'orwo, the pledge of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. Ama Kakdemu Sefunut Hade Gedash Manuf, as I stand beneath our sacred and holy flag. Kanderu Ruki Maul Te Kehikano, Ama Kashgeru Zitaur. I vow to be loyal, obedient as I watch it fly. Ru Ganunwu Shil Manu Naonut Faref Nawus Weloinut, to the laws of our Constitution that govern our nations. Ru Hare Sabu Kahmelu Tupusumhem, to this cause I hold my head up high. Akara Garur Kantero Ruharus Hade Tahum, with pride I pledge to protect and defend. Kalu Akara Hare Walao Weloy Kalu Hanuf Hade Samur, all within this great nation, both family and friend. Ru Yankud Faref Karetkut Mu Adorhut Hagoyu, to ensure all has their equal rights. Ruhare Sabul Kazur Gedu Hatnachum, to this cause I will lay down my very life. Ama Kapdemu Tachuth Haresan Un Hade Gedash Danun, as I stand beneath this sacred and holy seal. Kanderu Nafusum Mewa Chelas Hade Kazutmenu Tiat Mewikanu Akara Khera. I vow myself loyal, sincere, and vow integrity with zeal.
So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to a black devil.
It states in Psalms chapter 82 verse 6, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message for the children of the Elohim. I walked a long journey on the short path, where after this non-mind, this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. NUWABU, knocking off leeches. Peace to Malachi, Ziyor, Noble Jew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Respect and pay homage from the Nuwabian tribe. We hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just list the show so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half-stepping to a greater direction. Rit Nalej Radio with your boy Tutashuma Herokayu. Now, they say Murhuta. How you change your name from Murhuta to Tutashuma? Simple. If you look at the teacher's guide, hold on, I'm trying to adjust everything here, okay? So if you look at the teacher's guide and you look at Form 6, it's very similar to Arabic when you put mu in front of a word. Like salam, you put mu prefix, which is part of the form. I don't know what form number it is in Arabic. I just know it's a form. And you get Muslim, you know. The root letters will change and the vowel patterns will be different. So mu is not really Nuwabic because we're trying to go back to ancient Tamare, Ethiopia, and plus our ancestors that were over here hundreds of thousands of years ago, who the ancient Tamarans built boats to come visit. right? And remember, the continents were all one, right? So there's a lot of scattered information on Turtle Island, us Niji over here, that information has not been found. There's been a couple of tablets and reliefs and steles found, but not like the information that's found in Tamaray. You know what I mean? So as archaeologists dig up the information is being found every day. So we can't say for sure that everything just came from Egypt or Sumeria or Ethiopia, you know, or Yemen, you know, Southern Arabia. So as information comes out, we just keep looking through it. We'll comb through it. We will put it through the 3 factors of NUWABU. If it pans out, then it stands as a fact. We use it as reference when we speak, propagate, and write books, right? Or wadites books. Because that's how the English originally said it. They really messed up their own language, and I will have a class on that in the Nuwabic Rabasub class. So anyway, this is Rit Nalej Radio to Tutashuma Herokayu. And so we want to take a look at the Nuwabian calendar, which is on www.unnm.net. And this is year 83, month 18 of Sahmet, first week, third day. All right. Now we want to get into the Manuthbat, right? Nuwab Kedi Manuthbat. So this is the Nuwabian affirmation, right? So let's go through this so I can practice my pronunciation and you guys can get more familiar with this. So, idem kavderu ashutwaswo kelawo hade banzun sendior kebo temta. I begin all prayers and thinking by using the all. Wow kim zahuba kebo at yurma edbi kebo temta. I'm in divine love of all. Hade at yurma edma kelao inme wukum. And all divine love is in me. Wa kum farugemne kebo temta. I am part of all. Hade kebo temta farugedbi wukum. And the all is part of me. Wa kum ashet akara kebo temta. I am one with all. Hade kebo temta ashet akara kem. And the all is one with me. Kekelu karwedetu kike farugedbi kebo temta. I can succeed as part of all. Hade ruhu kike fara yudemne. And fail as an individual. Kekelu zahwesu'u. Oh, katwesu'u. That's the masculine. Kalul feraf kachvezu kebo timta. I can accomplish all that I wish in all. Kike chafuzyum ru'abmud kebo timta. As long as my wish is to remain in all. Wa kum dulach asherafe. I am never alone. Kebo timta haklenu kaklenu. The all exists, I exist. Kebo timta hekelu kekelu. The all can, I can. Kebo timta habmilu kabmilu. The all does, I do. Now I had to take off the headphones here because it makes a slight echo that kind of throws off my pronunciation. I don't like that. So, okay, this is show 59, and we're continuing to read The 9 Ball, a very important text from our master teacher. It says, written by those who care, but then it also says in the book that it was written by the students of Nuwabian. But then it says, read the scrolls, the 9 Ball and Bible interpretations written by Nuwabian. So I think Nuwabian wrote it all. Nuwabian is Malachi Ziyor. All right. So today we're going to read sections D, count 2, D, and E. We're going to keep them short so it's easier to focus and concentrate on these videos. and that I'm reading out these verses from these sections of count 2 and all the counts of the 9 ball. All right, so here we go. D, titled How to Economize. 27. Just as correct information is the foundation of mental life, proper economy is the foundation of physical life. I'm sorry, let's get some music in the background. The mental controls the physical. Of course, to economize means to buy only what you need.
Disconnected.
Now, black people buy way more than what they need. You know, they're in debt, credit card, car payment, mortgage, all the things that keep you in financial slavery, and essentially slavery because that's where the architects of the system want to keep you, right? I don't know how hard for the layman to understand what I just said. Nothing happens on accident, right? They want to keep the prices high so you can afford it or barely afford it. So when you're finished paying the mortgage, your utilities, any car repairs, home repairs, you ain't got no money to save. You can't save no money, which really means you're lower class. There is no more middle class now. You're lower class, especially if you're not making like $250,000 a year. As a household, you're lower class now. The game has flipped since 2020, whether you know it or not. But let's keep going. Most Caucasian holidays are commercial days designed to drain the poor and the ignorance of the little finance that may have been left from paying bills. Like what I just said. You must be financially literate. Don't just study the scriptures and think you got it all, you got life mastered. You must also learn how to build communities, manage money, carpentry skills, and just life management skills in general. Like it says in your potential, you have the ability to govern all situations. Ruanu. Okay. Most Caucasian holidays are designed to make the poor poorer and the rich richer. We are Ethiopians. Forget about Caucasian holidays. And as events happen among U.S. that presuppose an Ethiopian holiday, we will declare it. In other words, we must create our own holidays as we reach the stages of progress in life that warrant such declarations. Caucasian holidays are stigmatic days for us that help keep us economic slaves and captives. That is, their holidays help keep us economically dependent on Caucasians, because Ethiopians, out of ignorance, spend unnecessary money for Caucasian holidays and giving your power to Caucasian demon gods, okay? 6 ether gods when you celebrate their holidays. 28. The base of economy is food, clothing, and shelter. Therefore, proper economy is proper food, proper clothing, and proper shelter, the necessities of life. Anything other than sufficient food, clothing, and shelter, and the tools and means necessary to get and maintain these necessities is luxury. A people or race striving or struggling for liberation cannot afford such luxuries. More for all our excess powers, economically, financial, scientific, and educational, and otherwise, should be pulled and directed toward making our communities and race independent and self-sustaining. Now, how many of you are doing that out there? Probably not many. Not many. I don't see it happening too much. The Caucasian is not selfish when it comes to his children. The Caucasian says that if he does not reap the harvest of his works and plannings, his children will. because he knows his future is his children. We must secure our future, and our future is our children too. So let's start living our lives more efficiently, especially financially, controlling what's in our communities, because right now we don't have no control. We're more like, Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, let's go cry to the to the Caucasians. Man, this echo, I hate this echo in this mic. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit so I can hear myself a little bit, but that echo is killing me. All right. 29. Another gimmick the Caucasian uses to strip poor and ignorant people of their finance and economic means is styles and fashions. We as Ethiopians, and we must forget about Caucasian styles. Most Caucasian styles are uncomfortable and unhealthful because of their tightness, and some are downright indecent. Caucasian styles are not designed to aid life but destroy it. The female with spiked heels on aids her death. Her tight girdle and other tight wears, and the male's tight belt and tight tie are not designed to prolong life. Tight clothing causes poor blood circulation and thereby circulatory problems. Caucasian styles and fashions are mainly for lewd and commercial purposes and to be different from other races. Some Caucasian styles excite the male into sexual slavery, by which means Leviathan, the zodiac, uses to keep the captive minds preoccupied and diverted from pursuit of liberation and well-being. 30. We must learn to buy only that which we need. We cannot afford the luxury of that we want and liberate ourselves from financial and economic slavery and captivity. We owe this economizing for liberation to our children who are our future. Our children deserve a free and equal future, for they had nothing to say about their being born into this world of adverse forces bent on keeping them mental and physical captives by all means. To do less than what we should and what we can for our children are doing them injustice and disservice. In other words, to do other than our best for them is most unfair to them. 31. We Ethiopians must create our own styles designed for comfort and simplicity. We must not let the Caucasian influence us on what we should get to wear or how many we need. We only need to be clean and neat and comfortable as far as clothing is concerned. We must not let the Caucasian influence us on what is best for us to eat. He may tell us that pig is all right to consume, but we know that pig is a diseased animal by nature who possesses poisonous flesh. By nature, hogs produce trichina worms, which cause disease called trichinosis. We must decide ourselves what is best for us to eat and how much, and cook it in the way that is best for health. This way we save money for other vital purposes and at the same time save lives. Well, we know as Nuwabians we should never be eating pork. Pigs are disgusting animals. They're like animal garbage cans, right? But they're here for a reason. So Abraham, we all know that, we might not all know that Abraham and Dyaser created the pig, right? To clean up after the Caucasian. So 32, like other people, we must control our own communities and own and operate all business. Like other people, we must control our own communities and own and operate all businesses in our communities. This is a major step toward liberation, because it would mean that we have reached the point of getting what we need from its original source. One of the first ways our liberation will show progress is through business control by us and our own communities. Because whatever racial group or groups control the businesses in a community, control that community as far as the commerce of that community is concerned. However, we cannot accomplish these things with Negro mind, meaning the negative mind. Therefore, one purpose of these booklets entitled The Nine Ball is to help change Negro mind to positive mind, the kind of mind we need for creativeness, and of course, creativity is the key to liberation. 33. When we Ethiopians learn to control our individual selves, we can control our families. And if we can control our families, we can control our communities. And if we can control our communities, we can control a city, a state, a nation. Self-control is self-discipline, and self-discipline means moderation in sex and abstinence from strong drinks, narcotics, and tobacco and marijuana smoking, etc. But only the intelligent among us can embrace and maintain this kind of discipline. And they can achieve it and perpetuate it by understanding and adhering to 9 knowledge, the best knowledge available to Ethiopians anywhere. 34. Those of us who will be liberated must be able to exist like a sun by our individual selves if necessary, that is, without visible physical organization. So he's saying you be the sun that other planets or other beings are going to rotate around, revolve around, right? Because unfortunately in the black community, and even in the Moorish community too, a lot of egos exist, and brothers don't want to work together to form alliances, to form some type of unity. So you got to be the sun yourself and shine bright, you know, for others to see and be attracted to, and the propagation of NUWABU that you put out, you know, your presentation and your demonstration. Okay, in other words, each one of us can liberate self, must be able to practice liberation knowledge alone without being a direct member of a physical organization. 9 organization of the mind is a prerequisite to physical organization of our physical selves. A sun is self-created, and you can create your own mental self by understanding and adhering to sun knowledge. A sun is self-existent, and you can be self-existent if you understand and accept sun knowledge. Accepting 9 knowledge means practicing 9 knowledge at all times with every person, place, and thing as reasonable and practical as possible. 35. The last war of the moon cycle, the cycle of ghost in person of the Caucasian race, is in progress now, and the only ones to survive it are the mentally fittest. The unintelligent and gullible will perish for lack of ability to understand and follow the laws and ways of nature. No one can liberate a person. A person must liberate self by understanding and adhering to liberation information. All right. Let's get to section E on the count 2 of the 9 ball, which is called 6 ether. 36. 6 ether is 9 ether in death. To put it another way, when 9 ether dies, it becomes 6 ether. Sorry, in Arizona, it's kind of humid out here today. It's about 100 degrees and 30% humidity, which is high for Arizona. Usually it's like 10. As stated in count 1 of the booklets, the 9 ball, 9 ether is the completed combination of all existing gases and chemicals, and there could be nothing more powerful. This is why 9 ether is the original creator or grower. In Ethiopian culture, creation means growth. Therefore, 6 ether is the reverse formula of 9 ether. 9 ether is the formula of life, and 6 ether is the formula of death. And this means that the original life-giving gases and chemicals in 9 ether dissipate and lessen to the point of ineffectiveness, and this marks the death of 9 ether. The true Ethiopian force is in nature. Then evolution begins in force, like a body gets cold and starts to decay at death. 37. Excuse me. 6 ether is the forces of evolution, and these forces are the zodiac called Leviathan, dragon, and serpent. In the Caucasians' Bible, Sixth ether controls and rules during the evolutionary cycle on Earth by way of the moon. The evolutionary cycle is the cycle of death in the universe, and it covers an 18 million year period. Wow. After this period of time, evolution reverses, and mankind revolves back to monkey, and the evolutionary Ethiopian revolves back to pygmy. Sixth ether is the energy of the universe when the universe is dead, that is, in its death cycle. Now, I don't know about mankind going back to monkey, because that theory has been debunked, right? The theory of evolution, monkey turning into man. So back then it was older information. I don't think it really applies today, because the theory of evolution, it doesn't exist. That's why it's called a theory of evolution, not the fact or the law of evolution. I just want to get that straight. All right, and it's by eugenists, not Karl Marx, who came up with the theory of evolution. It's important that I state his name for the record, because theory of evolution by this Caucasoid. It's important because Charles Darwin, there we go, Darwin, because he was a eugenist, and a eugenist is basically racist, hateful Caucasoid science. It's really hateful Caucasoid science, right? They come up with a lie, and then they try to come up with the scientific evidence that's very skewed and biased to fit their lie that they're superior somehow. So that's why I don't really agree with a lot of Moors when they say, what is it, white supremacy. No, white supremacy doesn't exist. It was all just made up for you to believe and put you under the spell. So there is no white supremacy. It doesn't exist. Okay, 38. When the prominences of sex ether broke forth from the sun at death of the universe and reaches the earth magnetic field, it interferes with the earth and moon in their living courses, and the great deluge on earth called Noah's flood takes place. The moon, which is a living universal body at that time, the beginning of evolution, stops turning on its own axis and thereby becomes waterless, by which means it becomes a dead universal body that converts six ether from the sun to deeper and greater negative forces, which is development of evolution until it reaches its climax in Ghost and the Caucasian race. Sex ether is the zodiac, conscious death gases of the universe, in the atmosphere of the universe, and takes the form of animals and flesh and blood on the planets. And the head of the zodiac, the animal world, is mankind. 39. The Ethiopian race has a great mind power deficiency caused by the lack of nine knowledge and the absence of our own universal cycle by nature. Therefore, since our cycle is back again, these booklets containing nine knowledge will help increase our mind power, the power from whence all other powers come, and develop into practical tools, programs, and other usages. And we have to continue to develop these programs with NUWABU, or nine mind, 40. Ethiopians don't just read these booklets, known as the Nine Ball, but study them well and pass the information on to your offspring for our survival, future, and well-being. Our children are our future, and our Ethiopian females give birth to that future. So it's extremely important that our princesses, our females, give special attention to this racial information, for it means the liberation and preservation of our Ethiopian race. Nine mind matter is the highest form of matter in the universes, and it can accomplish this by necessary means. All right, and then we're going to get into count 3 in the next read. Hey, thank you for joining us on this read of the Nine Ball. I just feel like it's very important information in this day and time. People want to talk about history. All these things are good. I'm about to mention history, information about the body, the spirit, Shaita Natyor, Islam, Jesus, and all these other things that are factors too, right? But until we get the basics, like learning how to be a man, learning how to stay clean, learning to run your own business, learning to be a head of household. A lot of Negro men are not designed to do this anymore. But the plan's been in motion for at least over 100 years, right? By the Caucasian. So this information is to wake the mind up of deeply hued people, right? With kingy hair. Now the hue, all of our hues are different. Not everybody's jet black, jet blue, light skin, whatever you want to call it. It's really your physical features, your cheeks, your lips, forehead, eyes, eye color. Our women got trunk in the back, but not every sister got trunk in the back. I've seen some that ain't got no trunk in the back, and I was amazed, like, oh my goodness. But most of our women got nice shapes. If they can stay in shape, a lot of black women are obese, by way of Kevin Samuels information, which is very disappointing to hear. Very disappointing to hear. That's very disappointing, because I'm not very attracted to fat, out of shape women. But anyway, let's end the show. I'm glad anybody who listens to this, I'm glad that you did. I don't get a lot of viewers, so if you watch this, please subscribe, hit the like button or hit the dislike button, leave a comment on the information that was unveiled today in the 9 Ball, because I know people coming into NUWABU have never read this book. This is the first book the master teacher put out. This was the foundation of it all. And I'm going to leave it right there. Wadu.
So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to a black devil.
It states in Psalm chapter 82 verse 6, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with the message for the children of the Elohim. I walked a long journey on the short path, grafted this mind, this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. NUWABU, knocking off leeches. Peace to Malachi, Ziyor, Noble to Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Respect and pay homage from the Nuwabian tribe. We hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just listen to show so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half stepping to a greater direction.